is The Talking Show. Now, Tom Lehrer once said, if people can't communicate, they should shut up. But the fact is that people don't, and the majority of us need help.
I think, sadly, British people aren't terribly good at communicating because we tend to be rather inhibited and sort of stiff upper lip. And we don't realise that part of communication is non-verbal. It's your eye contact, it's your body language, it's the way you stand in relation to the other person. And we don't give the other person those cues.
Talking.
This is Martin Lloyd-Elliot. He's a psychologist, and he specialises in the study of body language. Now, that's just a lot of nonsense, really, isn't it, Martin?
No, it's not nonsense at all. 80% or more of our communication is non-verbal. You see, if you think about it, for the first year and a half of our lives, we're virtually not speaking. So all the communication that takes place with our parents and so on is non-verbal by its very nature. Therefore, you have a whole database in your brains of non-verbal communication skills. And it's just that half the time we forget about them or we forget to use them.
Talking.
We're going to do some scenarios here at the bar of people greeting each other. Let's have a go.
Pint of lager, please. Same.
Yeah, same for me.
Same. Hi.
Hello.
Fred MacAulay.
Oh. How do you do?
Very well, thanks.
There we are. Now,
It was interesting to me that you chose not to sit near each other, and also that Fred leant a jolly long way in to talk to you.
absolutely. And if you saw, I responded by leaning forward towards him as well. So I echoed what his movement as a way of saying, you know, I acknowledge your greeting and I don't perceive you as an immediate threat.
So this is this thing about how big a personal space. I mean, do people have different personal spaces depending where they come from?
Yes, they do. If we were in downtown Cairo and we were strangers, I'd probably be here, you know, because there's a much smaller personal space zone between people, and it's much more common for even strangers meeting, talking, to even touch each other at an initial meeting more than just a handshake. Or the handshake would be, if you shake hands with me again, possibly both hands. I mean, this is also known as the politician's hand, you know, where they handshake, where they grab you and try and touch more of you to reassure you and to connect with you. But depending on which culture you're in, definitely depends on effects.
So in fact, to say you were doing business abroad, you would need to maybe know that people...
Definitely. You might have noticed that I also sat behind the safety of this. I've got a little island which I can use as my sanctuary to protect myself from it.
Actually, that's my island.
Well, let's try it again, but let's do it this time as great chums, say, kind of squash partners or something.
Right. Hi,
Martin.
nice to see you.
Nice to see you
How are
too. Sorry about that drubbing I gave you at squash.
I forgive you.
That's all right. So...
You can buy me a pint.
OK, 2 pints, please.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Very good.
Hey, you're both sitting in exactly the same position.
Right. And
It could be a mirror.
We've done it without even thinking about it. It just happens spontaneously. We're in a typical position of two people who like each other, who know each other quite well. We're mirroring, even to the point that our hands are in the same positions. Our bodies are really in a very similar position. It's a nice thing to know about, because if you're in a situation where you want to turn up the heat a little bit, for example, if I was trying to chat Fred up, and his body position changed, so if you change to a different position, okay, obviously it's going to be a dead it's going to be a dead giveaway if I take that position immediately. But if you slowly and subtly move to a similar position, you'll find that you're sending a signal to him that although he's cutting me off and it's a barrier, because I'm moving to a position which is similar to his, he will feel more comfortable. Sooner or later, I'll be able to get him to open up again by, for example, asking him for a light, if I was a smoker, or asking him to pass me something that's further down the bar, which requires his body to open up round to me again. So you can change people's body language to match yours, or you can move to match theirs. And that has a profound effect on how you're perceived.
OK, well, we're going to try now. We've got a special guest. Would you please welcome Michelle Collins? Right, Michelle, we're going to do what the boys did. We're going to greet each other. We're two women who are supposed to meet at the bar, but we've never met before.
Right.
All righty?
OK.
Let's give it a go. Oh, Michelle?
Yeah, Sandy?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you.
Yes, would you like a...
Are you drinking?
Well, yes, I'm afraid I am, yes.
Alcohol or?
Yeah, well, I was just having a blue drink. Did you want one?
I'll have what she's having,
Yes,
please.
so another blue, if we could have another. You could have mine.
That's all right, I'll wait. It's
Oh,
fine.
no, I love your, that's great, the scarf.
Thanks,
It's very
that's
nice.
nice. That's really nice.
Oh, thanks very
Is
much.
that M&S?
I'm afraid so, yes. But yeah.
Sorry, did I, am I late?
No, not at all.
So-
No. Now, Michelle and I are standing in exactly the same... We've both wringing our hands terribly, and I almost feel like I want to go to the toilet.
Okay, so what's happening is you're taking up a position which is non-threatening, you're mutual respect, you're communicating with each other non-verbally that you're glad to be opening the dialogue, but you've still got your hands in front of you as a way of saying, I don't know you very well, I'm not going to open up to you yet.
But we both commented on something the other person was wearing and almost touched. It was that thing of going, that's nice, and then you think, oh, no.
Coming back.
Right.
And then you kind of...
Yes, touch is so important. When do you move to the touching stage?
But women tend to do it much more than men, don't they,
Yes,
initially,
they do.
anyway?
But between a man and a woman, of course, maybe we could set that up. The point at which you're about to touch is absolutely electric, and it's deciding when it feels all right.
Well, let's try that. Let's try two women who know each other very well, the same as you chaps. Are we taking up a lot less space at the bar? It's my theory that men take up more space at the bar. Although you were a gentleman, Fred, you offered me your chair.
Well, I actually offered it to Michelle, but don't be offended.
Sorry, Sam.
Well, let's try that. We're very old friends, and
Right.
we're meeting for a drink, OK?
Okay.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, it's that is fab.
Hey, had your hair done.
Yeah, you know, you look great. These drinks are fab. You have mine.
you
please.
have
No,
it.
it's
No,
fab.
it's all right.
No, it's this new
Let me
blue.
get I owe you one.
Oh, no, I'm having green now because
sure?
yeah, I had the blue before.
You never used the drink.
I know. What the heck? Since I lost the car, I just found, you know. So.
Car.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I'm late. I forgot I left the keys in the house, you see. So, and I'd already locked myself out, so I couldn't get in the car. So I'm really sorry. I'm not that late. am I?
No. I think so. But immediately you're kind of leaning in, aren't you? And
Yes.
you're feel much more...
It's more touching
yes,
and...
didn't feel at all uncomfortable. Because the notion is that we know each other very
Okay,
well.
I'm really glad you said that, because what that shows us is that how you're feeling inside directly affects the automatic body language that you evoke. And you can change that. So if you think to yourself before you go into a job interview, I am feeling more confident, you use positive thought processes, you remind yourself of all the things you've got going for you, it will show itself in your body language. And if it's not, then you can evoke it by reminding yourself to match what your body is doing to the positive things you're saying about yourself.
All right, well, we're going to ask Chris to take up a role now. Now, Chris, you're going to enjoy this, because what I want you to do is have a drink with Fred.
All right.
OK? Don't have to be a barman anymore. Come and sit here a minute. But your job is I want you to flirt with Michelle.
Okay, that's nice.
Do you think you manage it?
I think so.
Yeah, OK. Don't speak to Michelle. It's simply chatting with Fred, but trying to see if you couldn't see if maybe she might be interested in you. So, you're going to have a holiday this year?
It is unusual. Yeah, the drink is unusual. It's
Thanks for looking at him there.
I will.
Is he
Yeah.
rich?
What?
It looks mad.
Perhaps he thinks he knows me.
So, yeah.
Just come a bit closer.
Do you want to go to another...
He's doing it again.
Now, how's he doing, Martin? Is he going to score here? That's what I want to know.
What he's doing is playing peekaboo. It's one of the games that we all love playing as babies. You know, everybody loves playing peekaboo, you know. It seems to be to do with the pleasure that comes from having your eye communication interrupted and then re-established. It sets off something inside us which makes us feel so good. It's quite ridiculous. Everybody play peekaboo with a person sitting next to you right now and just see what it's like. There you have it. It does evoke the most wonderful, you know, kind of giggly feeling in your tummy. Now, what happens when you're flirting with someone, of course, is that you play peekaboo in any given situation. So, Chris was playing peekaboo. Instead of using his hands, he was using Fred and Sandi to peek around and try and establish that eye contact and then look away again. And it is something that happens in all different walks of life. People do it on trains, peeking over the top of their newspapers or books, and it's that lovely feeling of going back for a second look. You catch someone's eye as you're going up an escalator, and you look away, and then you look again to see if they're still...